Hello, everyone. Hey, Kayla, and
Hey,
welcome
Natalie.
to Let's Talk Pinterest. Woo! Super excited to have you here with us again, right? You're a fan favorite, I would say.
Thanks for having me back. I love being on.
Woot woot. So, we're super excited that you're here because today we're actually talking about idea pins. And I would say that you're very much an expert when it comes to idea pins, right? Own it. Just own it.
Yeah, I don't know how many I've made by now between my accounts and accounts that I manage for my clients. I wish I had kept track. It's somewhere in the hundreds. Idea pins
At
are a lot
least,
of
right?
fun. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of what I know about idea pins I've learned from you. So thank you for that.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun being on here talking about them more than once,
Amazing.
but now coming back for some big questions that we keep getting.
Yeah. So in today's video, we are going to answer all those burning questions about idea pins, and we're going to share the big secrets to getting massive growth with idea pins, things you should definitely keep in mind. So if you want to take idea pins seriously, be sure to watch. And if you're watching live, hey everyone, you can ask your own questions, just comment on YouTube, or if you're watching on Facebook, just leave a comment down below and Kayla or myself will answer your question. And you're going to want to stay tuned because we're going to be doing a giveaway. So if you want to win that, stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started with the first question that I have about this is, what's the deal with idea pins? Are they worth the effort?
Ooh, everyone's question. I know that's the big hot one. If they don't give you website traffic, are they worth the effort?
Mm-hmm.
They are worth the effort, but not if you're only going to do one or two. This is what I'm seeing right now, especially right now. I think this has probably been true since the beginning of Idea Pins in 2020, but especially right now, you have no idea what is going to take off. You have no idea which pin is going to become most successful, or they don't all take off right away. In the beginning, you would post an idea pin, and within 10 minutes, you would have like 5,000 views. It doesn't work like that anymore, but it doesn't mean that they're not working. In a
Mm-hmm.
month, a pin might spike. And that's what I'm seeing is that pins kind of retroactively explode. And that's why it is worth the time. If you're going to invest in a strategy and put in the effort, remember, like almost everything online, it's the 80-20 rule. You're going to get most of your results from a handful of, pieces of content, and you don't know what they are. You have to put it all out there and see what sticks. But I think that's a
Hold
lot
on. To
like,
be clear, we're talking about the real 80-20 rule, not the one that goes around where people are saying how many of your pins you should pin versus other people's pins you should be pinning.
oh, great clarification. Yeah, I'm
Like,
talking
this
about
is the
80%
OG
of the
80-20
results.
rule. The original.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
And is
Okay.
that
You can go. Keep
is,
going.
is that what you think as well? Is that what you're seeing with your idea pins? Are you seeing that some of them go off retroactively? I'm curious to hear what your results have been too.
Yeah, so as you will recall, I did this whole 30 days of idea pins, right? So I created one idea pin every day for 30 days straight, different topics, different designs. And I was doing that because I wanted to see what worked. And since then, this was like several months ago I did this. I actually haven't created a new idea pin for myself, but I am still getting, notifications that some of those idea pins are taking off. I think Pinterest even sent me an email really recently, like yesterday. I'm trying to look for it, saying that one of my pins had, like 10,000 impressions or whatever. I don't know if this was over like a certain period of time, but yeah. So I would say that it's not necessarily about, okay, creating, idea pins consistently, or, it would be creating consistently, but like this is a pin from back. Like I didn't just publish this, right? It's from earlier. So 100% agree with that. It seems to be like it keeps trickling in and then it'll like take off if it's relevant and things like that.
Feels a little bit like a feather in the wind. That's what I'm seeing, because I also did 30 idea pins for 30 days and I saw very nothing changed for my account. Nothing.
Mhm.
And I have a big account. I think at the time my account had maybe 5 million monthly views. So it's not like it would take a lot to change the tides, but I saw no change at all. And then months later, I'm still seeing some of those pins. Pinterest repinned some of my idea pins, and those continue to pick up traction. And I'm shocked. Like pins that completely flatlined in the beginning, and I felt like sad about.
Yeah.
I'll kind of look back and see like what? Like dozens of saves, unexpected, long-term results. It's not a short-term piece of content, which is probably why, if anyone's confused and they're thinking about what are idea pins, they used to be called story pins, but then everybody was confused because they thought that they were going to expire after 24 hours. That's not the case. Very much not the case right now. They do not expire, and then they're going to keep marinating and getting better and better.
Yeah, so I would say that's even the truth of any pin, because it seems to be that in the beginning, those first year and a half of idea pins, they were not following, the same rules as every pin, and it seems that now it's more like any other type of pin. So like it's like a normal pin or a video pin or a carousel pin, right? Where it could take off right away, but odds are it probably won't. And it just takes time to either be indexed because I do see some idea pins showing up in search results now, and that never used to happen. But I have also seen that there are less idea pins on the homepage these days. Like before it was like, whoa, like nothing
Too
but
much.
idea pins. So it seems like their hierarchy has a bit like leveled out a bit. Like they're just like other pins, if that makes sense.
That's a great like parallel to draw, because I actually hadn't put that together, that they are becoming a lot like every other piece of content. That's a good thing because it made them a little bit unstable. Like people didn't know what to do with them or expect. And then if you have one go viral, like mega viral, you kind of feel disappointed by the rest. And I think that Pinterest as well, they like incentivize you in the beginning. Like I've seen with all my client accounts that the first idea pin does really well, like the best by a lot. And then the next one has lower reach. And then the next one, like one of my client accounts, the first idea pin was like 1,200 views right away. And then the next one had like 500. And then the one after that had like 200. But we kept publishing, and then they started going up again and changing. So it's like I could have done 3 pins and quit and thought that it wasn't working, but that's not the case. It's just the nature of the algorithm is that you don't really know when those are going to get their traction. That's what I'm finding, that even if one gets low views,
anything, right? Anything online, you can't just post 3 blog posts and be like, yeah, oh, it didn't work, I'm done. You can't just like post 3 times on any platform and be like, oh, it didn't work, okay, I give up. It's about the consistency, no matter what we're talking about.
Yes. And I'm seeing now that idea pins are also raising other pins in the algorithm. That didn't used to be the case. This feature is still evolving at like in itself in the algorithm, but also in the platform in general. And how cool is that? That like an idea pin can stir up your static pins, which, the fear was the opposite in the beginning, was that once you did idea pins, nobody saw your static pins anymore, video pins. Yeah. But I'm seeing the exact opposite of that.
Amazing. So do you have any examples? So can we see some examples? I know we talked about that you would share some of your behind the scenes things. So I would say that anyone watching, and chime in if you're here live, I would want to know, okay, idea pins, what can we do for designing them? Like, do you have any tips for that? What's working best?
Yeah. So design. Well, actually, why don't I screen share for you to give you a little bit glimpse into the stats, and then I'll talk about design. So here we are. Let me know whenever you can see my screen. And I got permission. So I'm a Pinterest manager, and I got permission to share these here today. Is everything good here, Natalie? You can see.
There you are.
Great. So this is a client who does fashion sketching and fashion design tutorials. And this is an account that's a bit of an experiment because it's only doing idea pins. And in the past 2 months, I've seen, I think, 600% growth in impressions. She had some content up before, and I'm just going to scroll and show you some of these stats. So these do not all take off right away. I would say these initial impressions are pretty hit or miss. And then sometimes Pinterest leaves them blank. I don't know why. This just happens. It's a glitch. People can still see it on other devices, but I can't see it here. And then one will take off. All of a sudden, a pin will start to take off retroactively. This is really typical that these like weeks later are all of a sudden picking up and getting a lot more, screen time.
And how often are you posting them?
Here we are posting 3 times a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And let me just show a glimpse. So these are actually repurposed reels. And this is what I recommend you do if you are going to repurpose content from other platforms. So this is a video here. These are absolutely mesmerizing to watch. You can see why they're so popular. Yeah. And then you flip through and we pulled out lessons. So I pulled out lessons from each one. So what's the big teaching moment? This client teaches people. This is B Design Studio on Pinterest. And this teaches fashion. She teaches fashion drawing. So we're always taking a piece of content, having a teachable moment, and then your turn. Why don't you try? There's a prompt in here. And then there's a call to follow. And it's B Fashion Design Studio actually on Pinterest. And it's a very simple format. Video first, takeaway, action item, and then call to action to follow. And these all follow the exact same. They're not duplicates, as you can see. We would never want to post duplicate content, but they all follow that same convention.
Nice. All right. So we actually have a question. So my niche is art related, and it is only 3 months since I started pinning consistently. For my niche, is it better to post idea pins or video pins more? Right now, I'm only pinning static pins.
I would say to do a mixture of idea pins and video pins. Is that your gut as well, Natalie?
You already know what I always say.
You love video pins.
I just don't think it's wise to only create one type of pin. So that's why it's so interesting to me that that account is just idea pins. But of course, you always want to experiment with every type of pin. I teach that in my course. I teach you how to create video pins, static pins, and idea pins. And I do that so that you know how to create all three and you can, create that content consistently and see what's working. So definitely there's no reason not to create a video pin. Like, what would be the reason not to? Not having video footage? Okay. Like if you're in art, just like your client, Kayla, is recording herself doing these sketches, we all have phones. Just get in the habit of recording. I tell everybody I know who's in either craft, DIY, food, fashion, anything where you're physically doing something, you've got to just hit record. Because that footage is going to be helpful for idea pins, helpful for video pins, helpful for other platforms as well.
That's such a good piece of advice. It's something that none of us think about in real time. It's good to have that reminder from you. It's good to kind of ingrain that.
Just shoot video. Okay, awesome. Anything else to show us?
Yeah, so let me switch over here. You can ask if there are any other questions, we can pop them in. I'm going to switch my VPN. And pull up these stats.
And if anyone has any other questions,
let me know whenever the screen share kicks in here. This is a very exciting example, actually. So this is a really interesting, this is a super interesting case study. This is the account Next Level Chess on Pinterest. And this is a chess blog. And if we zoom out to the last 90 days, so I have not changed the pinning strategy for this account. We are doing 3 static pins a week. And then I introduced 1 idea pin a week. But if we look at the idea pin stats, you can see that the stats themselves are not super high, right? I mean, chess is very niche. And then we're seeing, and these are professional, most of these tips are professional chess. So this is a grandmaster sharing tips on how to improve chess. So anyone can learn, but it's for the higher level. It's not like chess aesthetic or any of those like keywords. This is like hardcore chess tournament strategy mindset. And these individual pins are not through the roof, But what I'm seeing was that my first idea pin went, we only have 4, as you saw. So these 4 pins, look at the account. This was published on this day, March 27th. This is when the first pin went live, the first idea pin. And this spike is incredible. And this is not, if you add up if you add up all of these stats from the idea pins, that is not the difference here. What I'm seeing is an overall rise in saves and from across the entire account. Like, this to me was so exciting to see that a small niche account could still grow so well with idea pins.
And pro tips for chess is so niche.
It's so niche. And the tips are amazing, though. Yeah, this is Next Level Chess. If anybody wants to check out this account, the advice is amazing. And I'm just going to zoom in on one of these. I'm using the same. This is what I'm kind of referring to as like mono topic. Like one topic, so only one move. So this was actually taken from a blog post that talked about 5 tips for, new chess players. And I pulled out one. And this is, move your pieces. It's a very simple tip. And this is big text. This is not super detailed. There's not screenshots on here. And then ending with a call to action, want more tips, follow a Next Level Chess. And these are doing well right now. I think that creators get frustrated whenever they spend too much time focusing on these like huge complicated idea pins. I was totally in that camp. I think that there's a place for it, but if it takes you like 3 hours to make an idea pin, you are not going to be able to make 10 for the month. Or right now for my own account, I'm doing 5 at a time, so 1 every Sunday for the month. So I'm batching those and then queuing them all up and going and publishing them every Sunday. And I don't need them to all take off because I didn't spend 10 hours on each one making these like works of art. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay. How about we get to some questions?
Great.
So your video is still frozen.
Oh, still frozen. Okay.
Well, I can hear you.
Thanks. All right.
Okay, so everyone, you know how we do it. Usually, oh, you're back. So usually, we're going to do a giveaway. So if you want a chance to win, we're going to get to all of the questions that were posted and dive deeper into idea pins. But I just want you all to know that right now, if you use this hashtag, Let's Talk Pinterest, and if you're watching the replay, you also get a chance to win. What's the prize, Kayla?
Idea pin templates.
Woo! All right. So we'll tell you more about that later. But if you just drop it in the chat, hashtag Let's Talk Pinterest, if you're watching the replay, and share something that you learned for also a chance. So we're going to give 1 away live and then 1 to someone in the comments. Okay. So we had a bunch of questions actually that were submitted that were really great. I just want to make sure you can all answer them. Okay. So first question, I'm going to post it so you can read it. Okay, can't wait for this live. This was from Marina. Okay, so first one is, how many idea pins should we pin a week? What happens when/if we stop posting them? Thanks in advance.
Such a good question. I would say do 1 idea pin a week if you can. And if you can commit, so like Natalie and I both mentioned that we did that 1 idea pin a day. It's so interesting to experiment on that level. You don't need to commit to that many, but see about like how many can you push yourself to do a week or a month. Could you do 3 a week?
Yeah, that's a great point. 3 a week. Right. So we've actually got, can't wait to keep. Hey, Macy, welcome. Amazing. Okay. So great question. 3 a week. 3 a week. Can we do that? Would you say 1 a week is a good place to start if I say, like 3 a week is a lot?
Yes, I think it's fine. I just don't think that you're going to learn what's working as quickly. It's like with any type of content creation. I say 3 a week, not so you can like break some barrier of the algorithm, but so that you can find what works well and get into a groove, because the faster groove you can get into with creating, the more like opportunity you're going to have to see what's working.
So
It's
here's
so much.
another.
It's so much like normal content creation. Do as much as you can handle and then see what works. Sorry, had to add that.
So next question, is there a minimum number of pages you should include for an idea pin to be successful?
Yeah, so that number is 5. Now, you do see a lot of idea pins that are only 1 page doing well in the algorithm, but Pinterest themselves said at the Pinterest Creators Festival that ideally at minimum they would be 5 pages. They don't want people who are just throwing Instagram stories up there. They want people who are making content for the platform.
Yeah, that makes sense. Don't just like drop it in as, like a 1 slide,
Exactly.
Okay. I will keep checking these questions. Be sure to use that hashtag to enter the contest if you want to win those sweet idea pin templates. So you will be able to, no problem, create 3 idea pins a week, right?
Yeah.
Here's another great question that was submitted. What is the best way for someone to get started if they are new to idea pins? Other than your amazing templates or even my course, the Idea Pin Starter Kit. Links down below to anyone who wants to get those.
Yeah, if you're gonna not, I would say reach for resources like Nadalie just mentioned. And if you don't have that like mobility, then I would say look for your most popular content and distill it into something simple. So take your most popular blog post, recipe, anything, boil it way down into a simple format and start posting. Just go to your Google Analytics and pick your top 10 pieces of content and then make idea pins for those. That's your starting point.
I love that. That's such a great idea. You could also maybe take like a seasonal approach to it, like what's coming up soon, and like create content that's going to be like super timely if you're overwhelmed by like, oh, I've got so many options. That's what I did for some of my idea pins. I took blog posts, especially. I find it's easy to do with like a listicle type post.
Very easy.
You just list the steps, or you list the tips, or if it's like a travel blogger, you list the destinations or whatever, right? I think people like pretty pictures and like not like super a lot of like, don't make it complicated, make it easy,
Yeah, and make it original. Don't take anything from anyone else. Don't just like download a picture of an outfit that you like, and put together slides of outfits. You have to own the content, like all content. But that's a really common thing that you see with idea pins is people misusing things.
Okay. Love that. Okay, so here's another question that was submitted. How can I put an affiliated link in idea pins, and what are shoppable pins?
Ooh, this one's a tough one because it's not available. These features are not available to everyone. So I don't know what the definitive word is like as of today for who has access. Maybe you have know a little bit more about this, Nadalie, but I do know that you can tag companies or brands in your idea pins if it's a promotion.
Yeah, so I know that the affiliate links, so for example, if you're an Amazon affiliate, you can add your links, but as far as I know, this only works on US accounts. Like I still can't do it on my own personal account. So those features are of course always like US first and then take forever to like get to the rest of us. And yeah, shoppable pins is just any pin, I would say, that links to a sales page, right? Or to a product page.
Yeah, but in general, idea pins cannot be linked. Generally speaking, that's the whole thing, is that they're on the page. So you can post a link in the description, but it's not encouraged because then someone would have to go copy and paste it. It would be kind of like posting a link in an Instagram description. Technically, someone could use it, but they probably won't.
Yeah, here, I could show you guys a pin I saw that this girl named Anna posted. I saved it because I'm like, I know someone's going to ask me about this, right? All right, so let me just show you what it looks like when you tag a product. Okay, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so we can see here she posted this, blue matcha energy drink. And right here, she's tagged the products. And you can click and it's going to take you right to the shop page. Right?
Nice.
So that's kind of the benefit or how you would do an idea pin that has these products in it. You just tag them. So this is a feature for US only, you know.
And they do have to have like those, like that was Urban Outfitters, and Urban Outfitters has those product pins already. So their catalog has already been synced. So like if you have a shop, like let's say like your mom has a shop and you want to tag her, you can't do that unless her shop has been the catalog has been indexed on Pinterest. I had this whenever a brand gifted me a product and I made an idea pin about it. They were not active on Pinterest, so I could not tag them. So you all have to be like in the Pinterest system already for it to be beneficial.
Yeah, so you'd have the product or whatever the link is that you're choosing. That shop needs to be basically a verified merchant, and their products need to be, their catalog needs to be synced, right? So with Amazon, the affiliate program, this is if you're in US, you can literally just paste in the link and it will bring up the product information, because I guess there's like some sort of integration there. So ideally, even if you have your shop on Amazon, you would then be able to tag your own products, even if you're not a verified merchant, correct? That would make sense, right? Like that tracks.
I think so, but it's a little bit hard to say. I don't want to say anything for sure because these features change so quickly.
And they're different based on where you are. Like there is no blanket rules for sharing Amazon links based on the world. It is different for every single country. So the rules for the affiliate programs are different for every country. And also what you can do on Pinterest is different for every country. So you just got to kind of like figure out based on where you are, what you're allowed to do. For example, I have a video on affiliate marketing. I'm going to link to it. So in the replay, you'll be able to click above and get access to that. Okay, so we have another question. I'm a self-taught artist. How do I do seasonal idea pins for Father's Day? Any suggestions? I have zero knowledge about idea pins.
Ooh, I would start with an idea pin about your best gifts for fathers. So do you have a shop? I'm thinking self-taught artist. Without more details, we can't say for sure, but I'm thinking of things like, do you have like Father's Day, like, do you make like coffee mugs, and are you going to have mugs for dads, or are you going to have, anything custom in that range? So whatever you have that dads would like, I would say make an idea pin featuring those as your Father's Day collection.
You can also just hop on Pinterest, search for, Father's Day gift ideas. You could even do like art, like DIY gifts for Father's Day. And like, this is always a great way for you to get ideas as to, what is actually showing up for Father's Day. Best gifts. I actually also have a friend who is an artist, and as I try to find her page, she does every year for Father's Day or Mother's Day, something that she offers is portraits. So she'll take an actual photo that you have with your parent, and then she'll make that into a work of art, if that makes sense. And something you could do is for an idea pin, Kayla, are you still here? You're frozen.
I'm still here.
To videotape that, right? So this is her profile, Vivian Sophia Designs, and something she does is these portraits. So you could film yourself creating this process. That could be an idea pin, and the call to action could be like, oh, purchase or, book your own, because I assume the goal is to make a sale, right?
I love that idea. Those are great examples. And a beautiful account.
She does amazing work. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay, we have another question, Madhen. Is it okay to create idea pins that also have the same content on my blog as web stories? Is that okay? I would say that's hella smart and a way to repurpose content. What do you think, Kayla?
Yeah, especially because web stories are the exact same size as idea pins.
All of them are 9x16. Web stories, reels, TikToks, and idea pins are all 9x16 ratio. So you could totally repurpose that content.
Perfect.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, hand-drawn line art drawings. Yeah, you could do that for Father's Day, whether it's like a photo of the parent and the child or the dad, like whatever. Like you could definitely do that. That's what my friend over at Vivian Sophia Designs does. And yeah, there's like, I think she only does maybe like 10 every year because it's quite a lot, but that's something you can totally do. Be sure to use that hashtag to enter to win. We're going to pick a winner shortly. All right, here's another question. It might be too long to show. Okay. Oh, it did not show all of it. Okay. Why, when I make an idea pin, does it sometimes send a message to my followers that I have one example at shop created an idea pin and sometimes it doesn't? Have you heard of this? I would love to know why they don't always send notifications when you make an idea pin. Thanks. This sounds like more to me like a Pinterest glitch question. So like, honestly, guys, if you ever have any trouble with the functionality of Pinterest itself, your best bet is to contact Pinterest itself, because as much as we know, we're just like going off of the signals and our experience and like what other people are saying. But it's best just to like contact them directly. I would say that it might even be that maybe there's a limitation on notifications. Like maybe they only send one notification per week about an account, or just like for YouTube, for example, if someone posts more than 3 fresh videos in a day, you no longer get notifications. So it might be there's like a limit on notifications. What do you think, Kayla?
I am inclined to believe that it could be a bug, like you said, but I do think that there's a limit because Pinterest is really inconsistent with who it shows your content to. Like, it's not like every time you post, all your followers see it ever. Well, no matter what the content is. So I would definitely put in a help ticket about that and just ask, and they might not say anything about it, but it's good to check.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so thanks so much for your feedback. I do whimsical and self-realistic portraits. Yeah, and I think you should definitely just copy what my friend does. Why not? Make use of that. Okay, we've got a live question. How do you feel about people using their IG links as the direct link on their pins? Do those posts typically perform well in the algorithm? I know what my answer is going to be. What's yours, Kayla? Guess first.
I think that they actually used to. I want to say, if you see people saying, I know someone who built a massive Pinterest account with only Instagram posts. I don't think that works anymore. My answer is no. I would say it doesn't perform well.
Yeah, I would say the fact that you can no longer claim your Instagram account is the signal enough that to Pinterest, IG is like straight up competitor. So why would they help drive traffic to them, right? I think that relationship is very adversarial right now. So I would say that that's probably not a good way to use Pinterest. And I would also even argue, what's the point? Like, if you're sending them to your Instagram, why? Like, do you want them to click on a link in your bio? If so, can't that link just be in your Pinterest bio? And you can also just link to that directly in a Pinterest pin. So to me, like, I would just question why, if there isn't a more straightforward way to do that on Pinterest in a way that's not against the algorithm,
Yeah, amazing.
Awesome.
Totally agree.
Okay, we've got another question here, and I think this is going to be a juicy one. Someone posted this earlier. How do I guess, go viral with idea pins on Pinterest, right? Like, what's the secret to going viral, Kayla? Tell us.
Make 100 idea pins, and then probably one of those will go viral if you do them well. So I guess I want to maybe just touch on like what is not doing things well, like with idea pins, because some people have sent me, after these talks in the past, some people have sent me their idea pins and said idea pins don't work. And I look and I see some like really big errors, and I'm not going to pull any out because that's not necessary, but you have to be sharing something specific. So let's say you're a photographer and you're just like putting 5 photos together and then making an idea pin. Not going to go viral. There's no takeaway. Like, even if you're like a travel blogger, let's say, Yosemite, aesthetic, inspiration, right? Photography, vibes, say something about what this is. Or let's say you make like stickers. don't just put 5 stickers that are squares and then they have that like blurry space at the top and bottom, that are like, you've seen this. We should all be thinking of something that we saw and we're like, no, you just threw that in there. You have to make something specific. So make it 5 pages long, make a story, make a point, a takeaway, value, something. Don't just put things together. Don't steal from other people. Gosh, I see it every day. It's like cute outfits for spring. Like that's not you. Those aren't your clothes. You didn't make those outfits. You just saw this photo, screenshot it, and uploaded it as idea pin. Can't emphasize that enough because apparently there's a big misunderstanding that that's copyright infringement. And don't just put your TikToks without the music or with the music, another copyright infringements, right? So those are some examples of what not to do. And if you're doing the right things, so value, like make it make sense to viewers. If you were to make 100 idea pins, one of those would go viral. I seriously think it's just a numbers game. Like once you get over a certain threshold of quality, I think it's just about numbers.
Yeah, like
what do you think, Nadalie?
I would say, and I'll link to a video above on how to go viral on Pinterest. I share with you some of my secrets that you'll be able to 100% transfer over to creating idea pins. But I believe you're right. It is a numbers game in the sense that the more pins you create you increase your odds of having a pin go viral, right? Just like with anything you do. The more frequently you do it, you improve, you get better, you double down on what's working. That is going to increase your odds of going viral, right? So if we think about, like, sure, like sometimes a random person will go viral for something, but that's like magic in a bottle or lightning in a bottle, right? Like the odds of that happening, it's like we can't just bet on, I'm going to create this one pin and it's going to go viral and then that's going to be everything, right? It doesn't really work like that. So great tips. Get in there, start creating them. So we had a follow-up saying that I've seen a lot of people on TikTok saying that's how they built their following. So I would argue, when did they say this? When did they use these, strategies to grow their following, right? Because this might have been true before, but it's definitely not true today.
Yeah, and to put a timeline on it, no, it was November that Pinterest took away the option to claim your Instagram. So this is pretty recent. And I still, for example, like Nadalie and I both, we already claimed our Instagram accounts. So yes, we still have them claimed, but that does not mean that if I saved a pin from Instagram, saved a post, that it's going to get any views. I would guess it would be like abysmal reach, like 1 impression over 30 days. That's my gut sense. That's what I've seen with other people.
I hear you. Hear you on that one. Hello. We got a hi from Italy. Hi from Canada.
And the Netherlands.
Amazing. Does anyone else have any more questions? Post them with us. So here's my one. And be sure, of course, to use that hashtag LetsTalkPinterest in the chat right below this video, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. Of course, if you're catching the replay, also use that hashtag in the comments. Let us know one thing you learned or ask a question about idea pins for another chance to also win. So yay, hi from South Africa. Woo, we've got like people from everywhere. Both of you, be sure to use that hashtag. I want you to get a chance to win a copy of Kayla's templates. So all of you who are joining right now, hey, you have a chance to win. We're still live, so you have not missed out on an opportunity to get your question asked or also to win these sweet idea pin templates, right, Kayla?
They are super easy to use. Super easy. You could be making an idea pin. You could hit publish an hour from now.
Right?
With these templates.
It's gonna be that easy. So enter for a chance to win these sweet ones. I love these templates. If you guys go to my profile, you'll notice that I've been using your templates. So I remixed a few of them for my own profile, but they're super amazing. So enter for a chance to win. Use that hashtag LetsTalkPinterest. I want to give these templates to somebody shortly. Okay, yay, we got someone who's working on idea pins. That's amazing. Awesome. Go back and watch the replay if you missed it. Kayla has so many tips for us. I guess my other question would be, any other takeaways, any other secrets that you want to share with us that we should know about creating idea pins before we select a winner?
I would say it's maybe not a secret. Maybe we've covered this enough already. But if you're going to create an idea pin right now, if you're going to start with idea pins, do it for like 3 months. Just commit, don't look at the stats. Don't feel bad. Don't say, oh, that one bombed, but it was so good. Don't even think about it. Like, just decide, just like anything with Pinterest. I know, Natalie, you've talked about this so much on your channel. Don't start and then decide that it's not working for you, because you don't, based on the information that you have in real time, you do not know you don't have enough info to say it's not working. So give it a chance. Give your account a chance to succeed. Just commit 1 a week, 3 a week if you can is really good, or 2 a week, sure. But a 1 a week minimum with your strategy. Start publishing, see what happens, and try to make everyone better than the last. Make it a little bit more tension grabbing, a little bit more seasonal, or think about the topics that are most popular. Like, go for the jugular. Pick a super popular topic on Pinterest, like quotes. Natalie, your quotes always do so well. Your quotes are literally like viral at every moment of every day. Your quotes pins are viral on Pinterest. People love quotes. Lean into it. See what you can lean into in terms of trends.
Ironically, my quote idea pins don't do that great. So maybe that's like the loophole. But yeah, amazing. We also have someone who says, I've been posting 2 weeks and I have almost 15K monthly views. So yeah, it's working, right? Like, you got to give it time to work. You can't just you're planting seeds. Like, think about, I'm in gardening mode right now and I'm a plant mama. So, you plant those seeds and sometimes you'll see a sprout right away, but some seeds take a lot longer to grow, right? So literally it took me 10 months to grow a ZZ plant, okay? 10 months to just get one little bud. So I'm not saying it's going to take you 10 months, but things take time, just keep planting those seeds. Every idea pin, see it as a seed that can help your account to blow up, to get that massive growth, to find new followers, to get people to click to your website. Ooh, that just actually reminded me of something. I would say you want to make sure you have a good call to action on your profile bio. Would you say that's important, Kayla?
Yes, I almost said it earlier, but I say it literally every time you have me on your channel. I talk about make sure your account is prepared for pinners. What's the point of going viral if they show up and your house is a mess? Website claimed, good bio, good call to action. Don't have boards. Don't let people see your tattoo ideas board. Put that stuff behind the curtain. Your recipes.
Like a tattoo artist, right?
Yeah. We all have a board though, right? We all have a tattoos idea board. See, you do not see my tattoos idea board because I clean up before company comes over.
Yeah, just put that stuff away, right? Because this is super important, because remember, on our final slide, usually you'll create a slide that's like, follow me. And then right here, it's like, bam, this is who I am, and they're either going to want to click the follow button that usually appears here, or they're going to click to your profile. And if what they see is not of any interest, they're not going to click follow. They're not going to click here to go to your amazing website, right? So you just want to make sure that all of that's in order. Because remember, the end of the idea pin, it leads them to your profile. This is your chance to get the click, to get the follow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a good point to hit.
Amazing. All right. Any last questions? Last call for questions. We're going to pick a winner. Last chance to enter. Use that hashtag Let's Talk Pinterest. Just drop it right below the video or in the chat or even on the replay. If you leave any questions or comments for a chance to win, we'll be picking someone live in just a few moments, but we'll also be picking someone from the replay. I do have one question, Kayla, about idea pins. Have you found that in the description for the idea pins, let me share your profile again, do you find that it's best to put a lot of detail here or minimal detail?
That's kind of hard because Pinterest specifically said that you don't need to put a lot in the description. but that was at the Creators Festival. I personally can't stop myself from putting at least reiterating, and not just for myself, but I think about screen readers, right? Some people like it's just another place to offer keywords. So I don't know what does best. I've done really short ones. I've done like the longer ones. I have tried everything, and I've never, because it's so inconsistent. Like we all saw on the fashion design, even if you're uploading really consistent content, the reach is like up, down, up, down. So I can't tell you which one works better. I can tell you what I do. I give the info that's presented on the slides.
Yeah, I love that. But yeah, sometimes like you want to like go back and look and see like, oh, what was that again? And instead of like, I think what probably works best is what's best for the person actually viewing our pins. Is it to their benefit to be able to see the more details, right? Are they going to have a better experience with this pin if they can see everything all at once? Like that's kind of what I think about.
Yeah,
and
it's a good
remember, on
reminder.
mobile, this isn't going to be visible, right? Like it's below. It's not like it is on desktop.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great reminder that we're not just designing for the algorithm. We should be designing for, the algorithm first, and then, or humans first, theoretically, and then the algorithm second, although in reality, it's probably like 50-50.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so what's your go-to page for Pinterest keywords besides the trends page? Thanks y'all so much. All right, so I'm actually going to link to a video on how to find keywords. My go-to is the tool called Pin Inspector. Honestly, Kayla, I got you on it, right? Like
I'm hooked. I don't remember how I was a Pinterest manager
without. What was there?
It's amazing. There are keywords that you wouldn't even think of. You couldn't even dream of the keywords.
Drop a link for y'all. There is already a coupon code applied to that link if you use it to get Pin Inspector, but it's legit. And it's a one-time payment, and you'll discover so many keywords. I love it. I'm a fan. That's what I'm using. That's what Kayla's using. That's what the cool kids use for their keywords. You heard it here. So we've got a request for anyone to be buddies for creating pins. So yeah, be sure to reach out. Okay, I think it's about that time. It's about that time. Last call for entries. All right, let's pick a winner, Kayla. This always stresses me out. Last call. Don't say I didn't warn you. And if you're watching the replay, of course, you can enter down below in the comments. Okay, use that hashtag, Let's Talk Pinterest. I'm clicking the button. All right. Woo! Who's it gonna be?
Hey,
Macy, you won. Awesome. I have your email, so I will be able to connect the two of you together. So Kayla's going to actually, I'll just give your email to Kayla, and she's going to send you those templates. That's cool with you. Perfect. Amazing. I love that tool. It's so fun. So fun. So be sure to, of course, comment down below. Don't worry if you missed us live. You did not miss your only chance to win those templates, right? Kayla is going to give away a second one to a lucky person who leaves a comment. So if you want to get these amazing idea pin templates, I'm a fan. I even use them. You're going to want to leave a comment down below with the hashtag Let's Talk Pinterest. Leave any questions you have. Kayla and myself will keep an eye on this video. So if you do have questions about idea pins, we are going to check them out, right? And get back to you. Any final thoughts, Kayla?
This was super fun as always. Thanks for having me, and I can't wait to see everybody's pins on Pinterest. Everybody's idea pins. I hope that I see them and recognize some of them. I'll be looking out. Check the comments.
Thank you. So thanks for spilling the tea on the secrets to getting massive growth with Pinterest idea pins. This is Kayla from Writing From Nowhere. Of course, I'm going to put links in the description to this video, linking to her website and all the beautiful accounts that we showed off during this live. Shout outs to your clients for allowing us to take that sneak peek behind the scenes, right? It's always good to know that, yes, idea pins are working. It is a great way to grow your account. And the secret to that is consistency. You recommend 3 idea pins a week if possible, make them 5 pages. Get Kayla's templates. If you're just like, because I know that the hardest part is usually getting started and you're like, I don't know what pages to use. Skip the stress. Just click that link and get Kayla's templates, right?
I can't argue with that. No, it's a really good tip.
Amazing. Thanks everyone for joining us live. This was so fun. Leave a comment down below with that hashtag Let's Talk Pinterest for another chance to win those idea pin templates. And of course, I'm your host, Nadalie Bardo, your Pinterest coach, and I'll be live again the last Friday of every month. And remember, new videos drop every Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. I'll be seeing you. Thanks, Kayla. You're amazing. You have to come back again.
All right. See you.
Bye, everyone.